I'm just guided to do whatever, you know, I'm guided to do for you. I'm just basically handing you your etheric mail. I wouldn't read your mail. I just kind of hand it to you, and it's up to you to read your mail and, you know, decide what you're going to do with it. So usually things make sense right away or sometimes later on. I am very psychic. I get a lot of information from your energy field. I love to tell people that even when I'm doing chakra clearings and I do readings of the chakras, when I'm in those energy centers, I always tell people these are potential things coming up for you. Just because I see it and just because it's in your energy field, it's potential. What you do with it's up to you, if I'm even right about it. Okay, so everything is potential, it's information. I do clearings, I clear energetical blocks from past lives or this lifetimes that are keeping you from moving forward, chakra clearings, automatic writings with the angels. I'm an educator, spiritual advisor, and a medium in which I connect to the loved ones in spirit for you if they come through during a session with the guidance of the angels. So basically everything I do is with the guidance of the angels. I just love this image of Archangel Gabrielle. I chose to put her here because she is the messenger, and I'm your messenger this evening, and she's guiding me and helping me with that, to get this information to you clearly. And these are the people that I've studied with and suggested authors. Charles Virtue and Doreen Virtue, I've pulled most of my reading and studying online. I'm gonna just lower, I'm gonna stop my music. I just realized that was still on. Hold on, music. My angel song just came on. So Charles Virtue and Doreen Virtue and Wayne Dyer and Dr. Joe Dispenza, Radley Valentine, HayHouse.com has a library. I have a library on there, and it's a wealth of information for people. I studied with all these people either online or in person, just suggested readings for you. I just took everything over the years. I would sit in an online class for days and just write notes like I was in the classroom with them. Just love them. I've gotten so much information from them. I don't know if you know Trudy Griswold and Barbara Mark. They've been on CBS, NBC, The Today Show. Amazing angel communicators. I got all my automatic writing inspiration from them, studied with them in person. Barbara Mark has passed on. Trudy Griswold has kept her legacy alive, and she is still doing the work. They are from Connecticut. So just a lot of, if you want to screenshot anything I have coming up, you know, feel free. I love to share this information. I pulled a lot of it from all these different sources that I speak of, and there's so much information on the internet about the chakras, and I just kind of, and with all these authors, I just kind of made my own system, and this is how I work with the chakras, through the guidance of the angels. So you always learn how your divine team works with you, and then you create your own system. And the more you do the work, whether you practice on yourself, your friends, your family, if it's just for you to be stronger with your internal guidance system or to work on others and help others, because you wind up usually doing that with these gifts. Once you realize you have them, you want to share them and help others. You want to help others learn how to help themselves. And that's what this is all about. So basically, I'd like to go over a few things about some stuff first before I get into the chakras, because I feel it's very important. We are, you know, it's important to know your potential and to know, you know, how we're doing all this and how it's so important and why it's important. We are made in God's image. We don't lose our personal identity when we recognize that we are part of and one with everything. And the ego wants us to think that we will lose our personal identity. So we get very caught up in discordance, daily things and interactions with people. And we forget that we're really source and we're from source. We have infinite potential, and we forget because we're always interacting, you know, we're alive, we're human, you know. Your high self and my high self is what I'm working with when I do readings and clearings, especially chakra clearings or spiritual response therapy clearings. I'm also a spiritual response therapist, practitioner. That's what I do the clearings with, and with the pendulum. Our high self is not an extension of our physical self. We are an extension of the spiritual realm. Our spirit and soul is a total accumulation of all that we have ever experienced, learned in all of our lives, or any life that we've ever had. So I'm going to say that again. We are an extension of the spiritual realm, not the other way around. So our spirit, soul is a total accumulation of all that we have ever experienced, learned in all of our lives, or any life that we have lived. It's our programming, whether it be spiritual, subconscious, superconscious mind. We have programming energetically in every way. So it's important that we kind of go over a few things coming up so that we realize how stuff gets trapped in our chakra systems, and it affects those areas in our life that the chakras represent. Our soul is greater than the conscious knowledge of this single lifetime. I mean, it's accumulation of everything. The divine purpose for each of us is to remember that we are light and to know ourselves as God does. I'm going to refer to the universal divine source as God this evening. Everyone, you know, whatever you want to refer to it, you know, the all that created everything that is, that's what I refer to it as. When we decided to incarnate from the source, we became physical. We have garments of skin, is what we like. The work that I do with the clearing work is what we refer to it as being physical. We left God consciousness, entered into a physical body and human beliefs. In human form, we live in a world of illusion. We establish our conscious mind, the belief that this world is 100% real, when actually this is just a play and we are just characters in that play. And we are here to learn and grow and evolve. And I refer to it, I kind of want to explain that this way. You know, there is no time. I would say time is an illusion. And my kids like make fun of me, like, yeah, okay, mom, you know, whatever. But when you work with spirit, you realize that time is an illusion and that we created time. And that basically, like when I have a session with somebody, I'll say to them, well, I see time, spirit works with me and shows me time like present and then future and past. So past, present, future, and then they'll say like, this is June, July, August, September, October, and they pull my energy over. So just because we're watching Channel 7 news right now, in the energy field beyond this 3D space and time, just because Channel 7's playing and I'm watching it, when you're doing intuitive sessions, for me, I can see 7, 8, and 9 at the same time that Channel 7's on, because there is no time. It's everything's happening at once in the other dimension that's not of this world. So, you know, past lives, future lives, this life, everything. So the angels have the ability to work with everybody at once because they don't have the restrictions that we have, especially when we call upon them. You know, they don't sense our sense of urgency. So you have to be very specific when you're working with them, because they don't get our sense of urgency because they don't have time. So, yeah. So, I like to tell people that, because sometimes you got to be a little more specific when you're calling upon them for help. Like you have to say, like, I need it right now. Like I would like this assistance right now, what I'm asking you for. Like not, you know, when you think it's good. Sometimes they know when it's better for us. I do have to say that, because some of my biggest blocks and my biggest frustrations became later my biggest blessings. So sometimes you have to have tremendous trust, even when they're not, you know, answering your requests right away. But if you get a little, you know, when you really, really work with them and keep them close and stay connected, and they start to get your sense of urgency, they'll make it work before your best and highest good. So anybody that knows me, I'm a big energy nerd. There's a lot of information on this page. I'm going to go through it pretty quickly. Screenshot it if you want. It's a lot to absorb, but the reason I bring it up is because it's going to get into the chakra system and why it's important to keep them clear, and how things get trapped and stuck in there energetically that affects those areas in our lives that that chakra represents. Everything's made of energy. Everything is a constant state of receiving and radiating energy. This frequency of energy falls on a spectrum from light to dark. Everything has an opposite. Light energy is infinite, effortless, and rooted in love. Darker shadow energy is dense and just rooted in fear. So fear we consider, you know, if you want to say dark, you know, I stay in. So as an electromagnetic being, you are attracting experiences and relationships that match your frequency. So anybody who knows me, the reason I'm so, you know, interested in energy and try to keep my frequency up is because I truly do believe that life is a reflection of what we're vibrating and what our frequency is. How do you even know what vibrating or what your frequency is at? But you'll know because you can sense things, you can see colors, things look different to you or murky, or you know, you hear sounds. You use your physical senses or your spiritual senses. And if you're very in tune, or if you're an empath, you would know. Sometimes you just know. You're just not, your vibration's not correct, or the frequency's not right. With that being said, doing this work, and I hate to call it work, but having a private practice and working with energy and being aware and having awareness of how I navigate and how I, you know, am I navigating through life through programming, or do I like the way I'm responding to something? No, because that's from programming that I had, and I'm more aware. So we're human and we get caught up energetically. We can't help it, we're human. So just because we're spiritual and we're aware doesn't mean we're not allowed to react to things and let things affect us. But you're certainly able to pull yourself out of it sooner than you would be able to if you had this awareness. That's why I'd love to share this with you. So you feel when you're not vibrating, you know, at a higher frequency once you have this awareness. So that's what's the benefit here. So shadow frequencies block our evolution into life, but they're also our doorway to it, because there are lessons, and we either want to, you know, face our challenges and, you know, get through them and learn from them, and, you know, that's when you're in a dense vibration, and you can be aware of that and try to correct it. And one thing my mom always says to me is, you know, once a lesson, twice a mistake. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say here about the shadow frequencies, you know, whether it be in life and lessons to be learned, or just not allowing yourself to vibrate at a lower vibration and making yourself feel not good and letting energies get trapped. So you have choices in how you want to respond to things. And the more you become aware, and the more you learn to be aware of, you know, how you're responding to things, the more you have recognized, or you do recognize, that you have a choice to change how you're responding. We can go toward the light by attempting to learn from any challenge, transmuting that dense energy to a higher vibration, or we can stay trapped in our pain. So basically, the goal of energy work or any spiritual work is both to align you with the wisdom of your individual soul, and to connect and stay connected to source, and try to navigate through life from that place. You know, it's not easy, we're human, but like I say, I'm always trying to be a better person than yesterday, and I love sharing this information, and this information has, you know, healed my life, so I love to share it. So the chakras, according to ancient Indian wisdom and the earliest forms of energy medicine, are energy centers located in the subtle or energetical bodies. Each chakra represents an aspect of the human experience and includes both shadow and a light side. When the chakras are out of balance, pain blocks the flow of energy through the chakra system, and we run the risk of trapping pain in the areas in our body that can manifest as emotional pain and physical stress. So in other words, when we are stuck emotionally, energy gets confined and cannot circulate or run its course. And those areas in our life that chakra represents, those areas seem to be affected by that blockage. So chakra clearings brings the body, mind, and emotions into attunement with the soul, restoring balance within the system. And clearing dense energy and connecting with source energy sharpens our intuition, our clarity, so that we can use our own inner guidance to answer important questions. And cultivating these tools helps us navigate through life and relationships with greater ease and grace. And you live your life through the voice of your soul, and you catch yourself more often than not when you're not doing that. And you can feel it. You can feel it with your physical senses and your spiritual senses. So with that being said, I know it's a lot, but I hope it makes sense. And I hope it, you know, you're going to see that it's all going to tie together coming into the next segment. So our experiences and programming, like I said before, dictate how we navigate through life. I am a human being. I am a human doing. So I'm going to start with the conscious working mind, and I'm doing this for a reason, because you'll see. Like a net, like think of a net in an ocean, you know, gathering fish. So the net gathers information, our conscious mind, and it makes beliefs and perceptions and judgments. So our working conscious mind, everyday mind. Observer, the objective. It's the observer, the objective. It determines conscious affairs of the individual. It's logical and discriminate, or be the executor of our director of being. Now, as children, unfortunately, we accept ideas into the subconscious mind, and we have the ability to, we don't discriminate, and we don't decide if we should accept it or not. We just accept it. So part of my clearing work helps with that, and chakra clearing too, because I do believe things get trapped in the aura as well at that point. Now think of the subconscious mind, like the C teams with the ideas and the beliefs, records every experience from the conscious mind. So sight, sound, taste, feel, and smell, it all contains all you have observed all your life or in past lives, energetically. And through your five senses, thoughts and feelings you have experienced as a result of those observations, it's like little fish swimming below the surface of our conscious working mind. So it's like the net with the fish inside. So there's like, I hope everyone understands and that makes sense. So the reason I'm bringing that up, it's very interesting. So our subconscious mind, it's like the recording of our conscious mind. So what happens is our stored information may cause confusion or pain and can be stored in our physical and energy bodies or energy bodies. So we have ideas, beliefs, perceptions that can be caught by our conscious mind and sorted, and we retain good ideas and bad ones because of it. So, oops, wrong way. So this is just more information on light and frequency. I want to talk about the aura. Somebody has their phone not muted. So, and I'm going to open this up to questions before I get into the chakras. If anybody has any questions about any of this, or if you want to just keep going, we can, because I'm going to get into the chakras real soon. The reason I'm getting into this is because we have our aura. And our aura consists of 7 subtle bodies and encompass our aura. And your chakras are, you know, the major center of that. So the conscious and subconscious stuff, all those bodies have subconscious and conscious minds that programming from lifetime to lifetime. So this is very interesting. And, you know, for those of you who are information junkies, like I said, take screenshot this. It's just very interesting stuff about the conscious mind and perceptions and the electromagnetic field that extends from your core 4 or 5 feet out is the aura. I'm like an information, you know, I love it. So sometimes it's too much for some people love it. So I just say screenshot it if you like it and you want to go back to it. And I can send you this if you can't screenshot it. I can send this to you. I just want to go through the bodies, the 7 subtle bodies. I'm not going to read all this, but like I said, you can screenshot it. My dear friend Susan Nigra crossed over recently, and she did a lot of information, and I got a lot of, she did a lot of work on all of this, and I worked a lot with her. And before she left and went into spirit, she said, Lucia, you know, take anything you want that I have, that we've worked on together, and use it. She wants it to be shared, and I'm sharing it. And some of this information I was inspired from her and other people as well. We talked a lot about all the subtle bodies in the aura. So the etheric body, the emotional body, the mental body, the astral body, celestial body, causal body, it just says where they all are. And what the point of it is that the 7 subtle bodies hold various forms of information and correspond to the chakra system, which produces energies that create the aura. So the reason why I talked about everything I talked about before, because it's all related. It's not just about the chakras. Like, to clear your chakras is one thing, but when you have an understanding about things and you have a deeper understanding about an awareness about what you're doing and why you're doing it, it's even more effective that way. So that's why I went through everything I went through. So I appreciate you sticking with me through it all, because it was a lot. But now we're going to get to the chakras, and I hope it makes sense to you all. And like I said, I can share this with you. Now this is just more about the bodies, the 7 subtle bodies, and we don't have to go through it all. How much time do we have? Because I want to demonstrate a chakra clearing on anybody who'd be willing to demonstrate. And what I do is when I do it, I down later in the evening, a little while. When I get into each energy center, I'm able to, and you would be able to also, if you focused on it and chose to, you know, you clear that chakra, you create space in that energy center, but you also get information on that area in the person's life. So they're not only getting a chakra clearing, but they're getting information and a reading on that chakra. So this is information, it's very interesting. It's just about all the etheric body, the emotional body, mental, astral, celestial, causal. I put etheric on there twice for some reason. So Yeah, I just thought anyone who was interested in all of this, you'd want to know. And when you have a deeper understanding, like I said, it's just more effective. Before we get into the chakras, does anybody have any questions, Norma, or should I just keep going? No? Okay. So, the chakras are concentrated energy centers of the body and spinning wheels of energy or light, and they have the loving responsibility of taking in, incorporating, and emanating energy to keep us functioning at optimum levels. So, you know, most of you know, those of you who don't, it's a Sanskrit term. It means wheel or disc and derived from the root word chakra. I guess you would, how you would say that. We have major and we have minor chakras. Tonight we're concentrating, and when I do my chakra clearings, concentrate on the major chakras. But I do incorporate the ear chakras because I like to, I call it spin clean. I spin clean the ear chakras for people because they're red-violet in color. It helps people hear messages from their divine team and an internal guidance system. So like I said, when the chakra is not functioning properly, or if it's blocked, illness is more prone to occur. Our well-being on all levels can be affected, and those areas in our life can be affected also. If we are feeling depressed when we may not be taking in the maximum amount of energy our body needs. So honestly, if I'm ever feeling off and I can't figure why, sometimes I just like do a quick Archangel Metatron, balance and harmonize my chakras, without doing a real intense, like if I'm in the car and I just feel off or something, and I can't figure out why, I'll do a quick Archangel Metatron, balance and harmonize my chakras with your Merkaba cube, and I'll just picture like floodlights lighting up, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll get into that. Just for a quick Archangel Metatron, angels come pretty quickly when you call upon them. So this just speaks for itself. If we do not nourish our bodies with the proper food and nutrients, you know, when we take in less energy, then more, obviously. If we feel blocks or feelings such as anger, or do not speak our truth, we may be unconsciously impeding our energy flow or health. So I love this. I love these chakra images. So the main chakra centers are here, starting at the root of the spine, the root base of the spine. They all have, you know, a name, a color. The root chakra is red. I refer to it as ruby red, and it's basically survival needs, nurturing, life path, purpose. I call upon Archangel Michael. Archangel Nathaniel is also red energy, and his aura is red, and he is very quick and strong energy, almost as strong as Archangel Michael, if you did not know that. And he is very effective in helping us when called upon for life path, purpose, survival needs, nurturing, what the root chakra represents, career. Now the sacral chakra is right below the navel, and that is a beautiful citrine glowing ball of energy, and I refer to that as appetites and desire, sexuality, intimacy, and actually creation. And I call upon Archangel Gabriel at the root chakra for clearing. There's a lot of information again out there, and a lot of people use and call upon different angels. I'm just sharing what I do. It's effective for me. And if you were to decide to do this work and to do these chakra clearings, you might find you call on a different angel than I do in these chakras. I'm just sharing what I do. So in the sacral chakra, Archangel Gabriel, he is the messenger. He told Mary she was, you know, going to give birth to Jesus. And he is the messenger, and his aura is a beautiful citrine ball of light, pulsating and shining. And we call upon Gabriel, I do, for removing any doubts or fears around appetites, desires, intimacy, and reproductive, actually also reproductive organs. The power of the solar plexus in the center of the stomach is a beautiful yellow color. It's I call upon Archangel Uriel there. Uriel is spiritual intelligence, power control, personal power, confidence, and courage. I refer to in those areas. Of course, the heart chakra is referred to and regarded as love, and is a beautiful emerald green. aura of Archangel Raphael. I call upon for that, removing any fears, worries, or concerns around love, receiving love, giving love, and loving yourself enough to be loved. I'm also finding when I'm giving clearings and sessions lately, a lot of people, I guess, I don't know if it's quarantine, I don't know what it is. I've noticed more so recently. I think people are just going more within and really doing a lot of reflecting. A lot of people are being very hard on them.
Here it goes. Let me go listen to it. Oh, here.
There we go. Can you guys hear me? Tony, can you hear me?
Yes, I could. Yes, I'm sorry.
I can hear
All right,
you.
I got muted for a second.
We can hear you.
The heart chakra, I refer to, I call upon Archangel Raphael. I think you heard most of that. I noticed most people are being very hard on themselves recently, I was saying, and I'm actually doing my next homily on that, self-love. Allow yourself to be loved. And actually, another thing, I'm gonna bring Susan back up. Susan, we did beautiful, beautiful heart meditations with, I also call upon Saint Germain and his violet flame in the heart chakra. I learned that from her. And I learned a lot about that. The transmuting flame of transmuting anything that is not pure and of love behind the sacred heart, behind the heart center. And that's a really effective way to clear out that heart chakra also with Archangel Raphael. And actually heart math is a very good thing too with Greg Braden and Joe Dispenza for the heart chakra. And your whole body with the heart. So areas of love and heart. So the throat chakra, I again call on Archangel Gabriel for communication, and I call upon him for allowing me to speak clearly, be heard, speak truth, help people just clear out any worries, fears, or concerns around communication. And actually Archangel Haniel, her aura is also blue, as well as the throat chakra. And I call upon her because she helps us speak with grace and dignity and love and kindness. And she is what represents all of that. The ear chakras, I was saying before, I always skip over to the ear chakras right now before I go to the brow chakra, because the ear chakras, I like to spin clean them for people because clear them out so they can hear. Some people just can't hear the divine team clearly or messages. They know they're getting stuff. Sometimes it sounds like chitter chatter to them. And I just ask that they clear out those ear chakras for them with a beautiful red-violet spinning ball of energy and light. The brow chakra, I call upon Archangel Michael with his indigo aura and, illuminating light to remove any fears, worries, or concerns around seeing, intuition, clarity, vision, psychic abilities, and seeing truth. Sometimes people just don't want to see the truth, and I ask Archangel Michael to clear that out for them so they can see clearly what's in front of them, or just to see, maybe people, some people are very intuitive and clairvoyant, and they just want to see more clairvoyantly, so there's a lot of things around this. The crown chakra, is a beautiful violet ball of light. I always refer to all these lights and energy centers as spinning electronic balls of light. And I kind of call upon everybody in the crown chakra.
Call Kelly on FaceTime so she could say good.
Oh, all right. So I call upon Archangel Michael, all of our guardian angels, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, our divine team, the Holy Spirit, Source. It's your connection to Source. And I call upon all of them. Thank you for allowing, say Tony, to feel, see, think, hear, and know information being divinely guided to him through the light of the Lord, So the crown chakra opens your connection. Sometimes some people's crown chakra is too wide open. Sometimes they're too tight, or, you just want everything spinning properly, and you want everything, you want energy and space in all of these energy centers also. So like I said, I call upon all the angels. These are most of the angels that I use. Shamuel is for prosperity, and you can call upon him at the root chakra, and I work with him for love also. You'll find what angels, once you start working with them, you're guided to work with in each chakra. These are just, the ones I spoke of are the ones I work with in those areas. Sometimes I bring in a different one. It depends on whatever I'm guided to do. When I'm in your energy field and I'm channeling that information for you, I'm just your mailman, your etheric mailman. So whatever angel comes to me, I just use, but those are pretty much the base ones, and then I kind of add on to it. So this is just more information for you if you want to screenshot it about the angels. Archangels are the highest rank. I work with them and call upon them, and they work with me, and I've learned how they work with me in all the work that I do, and no matter what it may be. And you know, angels are accepted in almost every religion and culture. And here's just some more information. I love this stuff. So I used to have a box when I first started working with the angels. I had a little box, and I had every angel has an aura and a stone that's connected to them that helps keep them close to you when you keep that stone with you. So I had a little box, and it had like every angel's stone in the box, and it was labeled. I was a little obsessed with the angels, but I mean, it's working in my life. But yeah, so this is just more information on chakras, crystals, and it's like a little bit of a cheat sheet. And what angel works with what chakra, and what that chakra and what that angel is, what their role is, and what the stone is associated with them. So people just really like this stuff, you know. There's so much information out there on this. There really is. And this is just what I've gathered and resonates with me. Oh, wrong way again. So here's more. So I want to do a chakra clearing if anybody wants one. Go through, you know, the energy centers and create space there for anyone who's interested. One or two people we could do. This is just like, you know, if you're interested in, you know, the element, the crystal, you know, it's very interesting. You know, if you really, like me, are an information junkie, you know, what element is related to what chakra, and it really does make a difference. You know, I did have a chart, the astrological sign too. I don't know what happened to that, but you could look it up. There's even astrological signs that are like strong and more prevalent in certain chakras. So there's more here. Yeah, so I found it very interesting, the elements connected to it and all that. And there's just more information. So if anybody wants any of this information, I can send it to you. I just love sharing it. Oops, sorry. So, and the crystals are interesting. It's connected to the chakras as well. Some people do chakra clearings with crystals. I actually, I use a pendulum. I do it with, I just like to use the pendulum. You don't need the pendulum, but I just do it to get the energy moving in that system. If you see me doing healings at church, I often get into the energy. I can feel when you're intuitive and you're in a medical intuitive or a healer and intuitively healing. I'm very intuitive with the chakras. I'm very connected to them for some reason. So I can feel what energy centers are blocked, and then I can feel in that energy center what's going on in that person's life because that energy center, I'm so drawn to it, you know. So I don't know. You know, it's funny because information comes to us in so many different ways, and we all work differently. We all gather information, and we all share it differently and help people differently. And like I said, I just learned how spirit works with me, and for some reason, you could read an email and get information off of it. You could read an email and the vibration off the email or the name would stand out, just the way colors and images stand out on the angel cards, and that's where I get my information from, not necessarily the words on it. Anything you're looking at has information. Everything has information and frequency. So whatever it is you're looking at, whether it be a chakra or in the chakra energetical field, or a card or someone's handwriting, the tone of their voice. I pick up a ton of stuff on people's tones of their voices. The second they open their mouth, like I know exactly what's going on with it, and I don't want to, but I just shut it down immediately if I find myself like knowing things I don't want to know or whatever. But yeah, just there's information out there, and you learn how you're receiving it and also sharing it. So the more you do, the more you're going to get. And this is just more, oh, so this is something I want to tell you guys. So when I clear the chakras, I'll always say, like, all right, Archangel Michael in the root chakra, Archangel Nathaniel, remove any fears, worries, or concerns regarding nurturing survival needs, life paths, security, income, finances, resources. Always when you're removing anything, whenever you're doing any kind of clearing work or releasing things for people or helping them release things, I always say, place it back into the universe, transmute it into love and light, whatever it is energetically that we're releasing for this person, and always fill with love and light. Every positive word in the world's largest universal dictionary, every positive expression of light, because you don't want to remove something and not replace with something positive. So that's very important. So this is a nice chart for that because, oh shoot, I just lost my PowerPoint. Hold on, sorry. There it is. Sorry. All right, so, you know, like it says right here, the root chakra, I am. So, you know, remove any fears, worries, or concerns around the things I had mentioned, but I am prosperous. I am abundant. You know, you guys get it. So sacral chakra, I feel balance in my life. You know, so whenever you remove, you replace. You know, solar plexus, I am confident. I do know who I am. I do stand in my personal power. Heart chakra, I love. I am love. I receive love. I love myself enough to be loved. Once you're done removing any fears, worries, or concerns around love, regarding love, being loved, you know, loving. Throat chakra, I speak my truth. And after you're done removing any fears, worries, or concerns regarding communication. So you guys get it. You know, the third eye, remove any fears, worries, or concerns around vision, seeing, clarity, insight. I do see clearly. You know, you always want to replace. I love, you know, and I always say, well, in the crown chakra, you know, I understand, I know. I always say the crown chakra, thank you for allowing me to hear, see, think, feel, and know. So whatever's not serving you, just be sure to replace if you decide to do this work. So this is the last slide, pretty much what I just said. When I get to the crown chakra, I always say, you know, dear God, high self, Archangel Michael, all my guardian angels, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, my divine team, the Holy Spirit. Thank you for allowing me, or say Mary, Carol, to see, feel, think, hear, and know. Information being divinely guided to her through the light of the Lord, giving her the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding to download, process, and assimilate all. Just connected, balanced, harmonized, blessed. Connect me to the heavens, ground me to the earth. You don't want to be all floating around out there. You want to be grounded also. And balance and harmonize my chakras. I always call upon Archangel Metatron at the end. He is with his Merkaba cube, with his sacred geometry. You know, he's the one. And with the chakras. He also, well, I would say, surround me with the white light of truth, for I am a child of God and am nothing but this truth. May nothing ever approach me other than what is this truth, and so be it. Thank you. I say a lot more, but you know, you guys get it. So the light of God surrounds me, the love of God enfolds me, and the power of God protects me, and the presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, thy will be done. A lot of prayers. If anybody wants any of the prayers, I have a ton of them that I've just kind of channeled. Sacred geometry, very important. Sacred geometry, everything has frequency and vibration, and that's why I talk about it so much, because numbers and geometry and shapes, they have frequency, and so that's why if you call upon Archangel Metatron, he has this Merkaba cube, and it's like you know, like the Star of David. Also, it's known in every religion and culture. It's very accepted, and it's actually a very healing tool. They say in the spiritual response therapy work that I do, the sacred geometry, the Star of David. If you're hurt or if you're not feeling well, if you draw this on you, it has the energetical potential to help you heal, or you know, feel better. You know, we're not doctors, we don't help people, we can heal them, but it does help you feel better, and it does create a positive charge energetically in that area. So I just like threw a ton of information at you guys. So I would love to open the floor up to any questions anybody has, anything they want to add, anything that, you know, anything anybody wants to talk to. I'd be more than glad to discuss it or hear what anyone has to say. Any questions? I'd love to do a chakra clearing if anybody wants one, to go through the process. You want one? You want to talk here?
Yeah. How do you know if you have a blocked chakra?
So your blocked chakras. Who is this? Marie Carol? Who's talking?
No, it's Elizabeth. I'm sorry.
Oh, hi, Elizabeth. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Did you want to talk to Mary? I can.
No. Someone had their hand up, but I didn't see. So we were talking about that over here. Let me go back to that slide. So you know you have a blocked chakra when your physical senses, your spiritual senses are an extension of your spiritual senses. So you know your chakras are blocked because you can feel it, see it, you just know it. You just don't feel like you're vibrating or your frequency is correct. You just don't feel like you're right or yourself. Sometimes when I'm doing a session with somebody, I can just sense, like, if they let me just do my thing, I can just sense, like, I feel like instead of a clearing, I feel like you really need a chakra clearing, because I can tell through our session together, you know, your energy center in your throat feels very, you know, like it's not moving, it's slow, it's clogged, you know. If you can't tell and you'd want to know, you would go to somebody and they would help you learn how to discover that.
Okay.
Do you know, have you worked with the
Lucia-
chakras, Elizabeth,
Lucia-
before?
I have not, but I am taking a class online about them, and that's why I was wondering if I have blocked chakras or not.
So what you would do is get real quiet and sit and focus on each chakra and be aware of the energy in that energy center. So what you're going to do is you're just going to, like, sit nice and quiet, and you're going to be aware of the root chakra. Be aware of how it feels. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel dark? Does it feel light? Are you sensing anything with your senses, your physical or spiritual senses? And just create space. Just create space and love and positive emotions in that area. And you'll know, because you know what love and good frequency feels like, especially if you're studying this right now, as opposed to not good, right? So energetically and frequency, if you just got real quiet and went into each energy center and, like, put your awareness on each energy center, you'll know if you get quiet enough. I love to tell people to get outside in nature. If you can get outside, it's been beautiful out, really get outside and connect to nature, and you can feel the frequency of nature because it lifts, and just, like, kind of like blend your energy into nature, like just become one with it, like the ocean and the sand, and you'll see how good that feels. And then when you go back to your energy centers and your chakras I'm referring to as energy centers right now, you'll know that that's how good your energy centers should feel when you're, like, one with nature. So if you're not feeling that in that energy center and that chakra, then you just, you know, you call upon the angels to release it, or you just become aware of that center and create space and put positive emotions and feelings in there. Does that help? Does that answer the question?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I would like to be cleared. I just think that I don't know how to go about it for myself because I'm just early on in the process.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do I'm going to do a chakra clearing on you, but I'm going to answer a few questions first and then come back to you at the end of the night. We're going to close it with a chakra clearing on you. How's that sound?
Thank you so much. I appreciate
So
it.
make sure we come back. We'll make sure, Norma will make sure we come back to you. We'll do the chakra clearing on you. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
thank-
Norma, were you trying to get my attention, Norma?
Well, I was going to suggest maybe if Elizabeth was interested, that you do at least a chakra assessment for her, but clear
Yeah.
her up.
I'm
That
going
would
to
be
go back
great.
to her. Yeah, I'm going to end the night with that because that makes everybody's going to go through that exercise. They're going to visually do it while I'm doing it on Elizabeth, and you're going to get a really good night's sleep. So I'd like to end the night with that, actually, because on Elizabeth. Because everybody, if you go through the
That's a
exercise
good
while I'm
idea.
doing it to Elizabeth, you're going to feel really good, and then all the talk's going to take it away, maybe. So we'll do that last. So what were you going to say? Somebody else had a question.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
I noticed Jennifer has unmuted herself. Maybe she has a question?
Oh, no, I was just commenting in the chat before that I wanted a clearing also.
All right. And then, was there somebody else had a question? Mary Carol, did you have a question?
I did. We were talking about before that past, present, and future kind of happens at the same time, right? So my question is, I think about this a lot, like if people reincarnate and they go, you know, to another life, does it necessarily have to be forward? Like, can it be in the past?
I'm going to answer that. stay with me on this answer. I'm just looking for my music. I'm multitasking. So we come here to grow and evolve and learn. And energetically, people come to me for a clearing, and I'll say, you know, this is still in your energy field. What we're talking about is past life, what's going on with this person energetically. We come here and we recycle with people. We present ourselves with situations and circumstances to release things that we didn't release in a past life. So I believe that we pick our parents, we pick the people that we're going to recycle with. I believe we pick the situations we're going to expose ourselves to give us the opportunity to learn and grow, to release what we need to release to move forward and to evolve. It's the whole reason for coming here, is to evolve, learn, and grow. So I don't know, who the heck knows? But from my work and from what I do and how I see it, if you're coming here and presenting yourself energetically with things to release them, like a lot of people have the same thing going on over and over, different people, but the same theme. Circumstances and situations always the same, but different people. That's called looping. So you didn't learn that in the past life. So you came back in this lifetime to, you know, release that energy. So when you release something and become aware of it, you kind of springboard forward. So I don't know that you would go back. Do you know what I mean? Because that's not evolving. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Or what? I mean, I hope I explained it right.
Help.
But what was that?
I said, I think I may be able to help you there.
Go ahead.
When we talk about our past lives, they're not necessarily in our past as in time on the earth past.
Mhm.
It is just a life that we have lived before. It could be in the technical future of the earth time. You know what I'm trying to say? You
Mhm.
could
It's
go
all
anywhere you want.
energy.
But it is technically it is a past life of yours because you've already lived it, even if it's in the future of the earth.
Like, yes. And some people, Mary Carol, this is getting into something else, and we'll get off this soon. But like, so there's parallel lives, and like, we can bleed over into a parallel life that's happening and simultaneously at the same time as this lifetime. So I understand what you're saying, yes.
Okay.
So, I mean, who even knows for real? You know what I mean? But that's just how I see it. I guess we're not going to never know until we're not here, and then we'll know, you know, but if we even know that. But that's how I see it. Like, everything's happening at once, but energetically, while we're on this physical existence, we're working forward. So when we're not here, I don't know, like, I think it's all together. You know what I mean?
I find it extremely interesting.
It's so interesting. I have a lot of information on this. Reach out to me through Facebook and I'll give it to you. I have a lot of stuff on this.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for that.
Jennifer, I'll do a clearing on you too, because you asked, you and Elizabeth. Everyone's going to really get one because we're going to do it on Elizabeth at the end of the night, and you're going to all do it. But what time is it? Yeah. Did anyone have any more questions? All right. So, Jennifer, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a clearing on Elizabeth, and then you reach out to me on Messenger, and I'll do yours separate and do like a reading clearing on you separately, because it'll be a little deeper. Do you know what I'm saying? Than it's just generic clearing for everybody.
On Messenger on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that, because I can't focus on both of you like that deeply at the same time. But since I did put it out there, I was going to do 2 people, so we're going to do that later for you. But everyone's going to get the clearing while we're doing Elizabeth. But she's going to be a little deeper. Did somebody say something else?
Oh, I was just going to point out, Lucia, that there were a total of 3 other people who were interested in clearings. But
Okay.
you have just said that everyone was clearing, and so only Elizabeth will be a little deeper. I think that will probably satisfy the desires of the other people.
Yeah, and I mean, really, a chakra clearing doesn't take me that long. So we're going to get started on Elizabeth. Before I start on Elizabeth, does everybody, I just want to make sure, I hope no one all the information. I hope everybody understands why we went over everything we did, to understand that, you know, you just don't do something to do it. You need to know more things around it. It becomes more effective that way, and you have more of an awareness about what you're doing. So that's why I went through like so much detailed information on it. Anybody wants this PowerPoint or wants information on it, I'd be more than glad and happy to share it with you. And that's it. Thank you for joining me. And I'm going to work on Elizabeth right now. And anybody can, you know, reach out to me on Messenger, Facebook. You can find me. You know where to find me. I'm all over the internet. So we're going to get seated in our chairs, nice and comfortable. Oh, I put the music down. So Elizabeth, if you want to unmute yourself for me, and everybody else mute yourself, please.
Okay.
Right now, Elizabeth, while I'm in your energy centers, are you able to let me see you or no?
I don't know. Maybe.
Hit your video button.
Can you see me?
Oh, there you are. Hi. Okay, yes. All right, good. So I'm gonna go through all your energy centers, which are the chakras.
Okay.
Are you okay if I give information on one of those centers if I say it out loud, or no? Would you rather do
No,
this?
you can say whatever you'd like out loud. It's
Okay, if I get anything, I'll let you know. You just want to make sure. And do me a favor and just get really centered and grounded.
Okay.
Take 3 really good deep cleansing breaths, bringing all the energy up your legs, your torso, your hands, your arms, your shoulders, your neck. Bring all your energy up into your face 3 times. And on the 3rd exhale, say your first and last name out loud, please.
Elizabeth Pickard.
Dear God, High Self, Archangel Michael, all of our guardian angels, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, thank you for allowing me to feel, see, think, hear, and know information being divinely guided to me through the light of the Lord, giving me the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for Elizabeth. Thank you for allowing me to be pure and loving channel for the healing and highest good for the soul we know as Elizabeth in this lifetime. So Elizabeth, I would like you to center your attention on your root chakra at the base of your spine. And on the root chakra at the base of your spine, I want you to picture a beautiful electronic ball of light, like a fan of energy, spinning, shining, and glowing, ruby red energy fan of light, spinning, shining, glowing at the base of the spine. We're calling upon Archangel Michael. We call upon you with all of your angels, your legions of angels and the 5 of swords. I call upon you to clear, balance, harmonize, and bless. Remove any fears, worries, or concerns for Elizabeth in the root chakra energy center with this beautiful ruby red electronic light, zapping out like a bug zapper any fears, worries, or concerns regarding nurturing, survival needs, income, life path, purpose, and security and resources. Now, I'm moving slower in the root chakra, and this is how I feel your root chakra needs clearing. I feel that there's energy congestion there because I'm having a hard time speaking in your root chakra. So I feel there are issues around those areas in your life. Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to clear that. We're clearing the root chakra. So I'm feeling also most of the blockages feel more around life path and purpose. Some around income and resources, but mostly life path and purpose and career path. All right. So whether or not I'm right, I'm going to clear it regardless. Clearing that. I say with the downloaded clear and remove agreement, clear it, Archangel Michael and Archangel Nathaniel, bring her life path, bring her purpose, bring her money, security, income, and resources. Clear any fears, worries, or concerns around survival needs, income, life path and purpose, resources, finances. Thank you. Archangel Michael, with your legions of angels and fire swords, remove any fears, worries, or concerns in the root chakra with this beautiful ruby red ball of light, spinning, shining, glowing for Elizabeth. Clear it, balance, harmonize, and bless the root chakra. So now I feel like we cleared that out. You addressed it, you become aware of it, you released it. Clear it back into the universe, transmute it into love and light, replace with income, resources, finances. Thank you. We're going to move up to the sacral chakra. It's a beautiful citrine ball of light, spinning, shining, and glowing, ripping around the navel. Now, the sacral chakra, I'm calling upon Archangel Gabriel, remove any fears, worries, or concerns regarding appetites, desires, reproduction, and creativity and creating in her life. Now, the sacral chakra feels very balanced to me. You feel very grounded, balanced. Archangel Gabriel, remove any fears, worries, or concerns she may have in her sacral chakra. I'm moving very swiftly and clearly here, so it feels very energetically better than the root chakra did. Everything, the root chakra feels great now, though. But I do have to say, I feel you're very creative. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if you can confirm that, but I feel a lot of creativity that would be found in the sacral chakra. So I'm picking that up on you. Are you doing something creative with your hands? I feel like, I'm not sure.
I do. I crochet a lot.
Okay, so I'm picking that up. So you see how I'm in that energy center and I'm picking up information for that for you. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So that feels great. That feels like it's very nurturing for your soul. It feels like you really enjoy it. It feels like it just really makes you feel good. So that's cleared. So the root chakra, the ruby red, and the sacral chakra, the citrine orange is cleared. The solar plexus is a beautiful yellow, sun-like yellow ball of energy, spinning, shining, and glowing. That feels really good. I mean, personal power, courage, and confidence. I have to go back. I have to say, Archangel Uriel, remove any fears, worries, or concerns around personal power, confidence, and courage. I feel like you're about in the solar plexus. I'm getting, I'm feeling a little clouded energetically there. I do have to say that. At first it was spinning, and now it's starting to, like, I'm getting information. So I'm getting that. I feel like there's some issues around confidence in making decisions about making a change. That's all I can say about that. All right. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
All right. So we're going to clear it. We're going to ask Archangel Uriel, Archangel Michael, remove any fears, worries, or concerns. Give her personal power. Give her confidence. Transmute anything that's not serving her in the solar plexus into love and light with this beautiful sun-like yellow ball of energy spinning, shining, and glowing in the solar plexus. Yeah. You clear easily because you're doing chakra work. You're clearing out really nice. Like it's going click, click, click. So, so the ruby, the red earth cleared, the sacral cleared, the solar plexus cleared. The heart chakra is a beautiful emerald green ball of light, spinning, shining, and glowing. Remove any fears, worries, or concerns around love. Allow Elizabeth to give love and receive love and trust, but not blindly. Clear any fears, worries, or concerns around love. Transmute it into love and light, anything that is not serving her. Remove any fears, worries, or concerns. Place them back in the universe. Transmute them into love and light. In the heart chakra, Archangel Raphael. Clear, balance, harmonize, and bless the heart chakra. I do have to say, in the heart chakra, replace with love, allow her to be loved, feel love, and receive love, and love her enough to be loved as well. I don't know why I feel this tremendous amount of love around you. I don't know, it feels like around children or grandchildren, I'm not sure, but there's some kind of tremendous amount of love. You are very loved. I don't know if you know that. Do you have grandchildren?
No, I do not.
Interesting. I feel children around you. I don't know why. Maybe it's inner child. Maybe you did a lot of inner child healing. I'm not sure.
I work with children.
Oh, okay. I feel children around you. So yeah, I'm feeling that you are very loved. Those children love you. So that is very healing in your life for some reason. I don't know why, but that's created a lot of healing in your life. That's beautiful. And you know what I'm talking about. So we're clearing any worries, fears, or concerns around love. Thank you. Archangel Raphael. Infuse her with healing white light, love and protection, healing her body, heart, soul, and mind. Thank you. The throat chakra is a beautiful sky blue ball of light, spinning, shining, and glowing. Remove any fears, worries, or concerns regarding communication for Elizabeth. Clear, balance, harmonize, and bless the throat chakra. Remove any fears, worries, or concerns with this beautiful sky blue electronic ball of light, spinning, shining, and glowing. And release any fears, worries, or concerns regarding communication, speaking her truth clearly and loudly, and being heard. So now I'm feeling like often in the throat chakra, I pick this up. I feel like you do not feel like you're being heard. So you shut down. So we're going to clear that. Replace it, put it back in the universe, transmute it with light. Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Haniel, allow her to speak her truth with kind and loving words of grace and wisdom. Thank you. I just feel like you have a lot to say and a lot to share, and people ask you for your advice and then they don't listen to you or something like that. Like, so you just like stop. You just like, you're enough already. You know, like you just shut it down. In the throat chakra. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
All right, so we're clearing that. Any frustrations around communication, Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Haniel, we move with this beautiful sky blue electronic wall of light for Elizabeth. Thank you. Wow. All right, so the ear chakras, just spin clean Elizabeth's ear chakras, allow her to hear messages from her divine team, clear and loud. This is red, violet, pulsating electronic light. Thank you. Her brow chakra is a beautiful indigo ball of light, spinning, shining, and glowing. Allow her to see clearly anything that has been blocked for her. Archangel Michael, with your legions of angels and fiery swords, clear the brow chakra. Allow her to see, remove any fears, worries, or concerns around clarity, seeing, insight, intuition, psychic abilities, and seeing. Interesting. Actually, and replace with clear visual seeing. They're saying that you're seeing very clearly now. As a matter of fact, they're saying that now that I'm in the brow chakra, I'm seeing that they're saying you've never seen more clearly than you do today. Like all of a sudden, like Kathy Kirsten says, take the Windex and wipe your glasses. Like, I don't know, she's saying like you see things now that you didn't see before. Everything's so clear now. Before you couldn't see it. I don't know. That's what they're saying. I hope it makes sense.
Very true. It's very true.
Yeah, and actually, so in other words, like you made things out the way you needed them to be, but now you just see them for what they are, kind of thing. So yeah, that's good. So they're acknowledging all the work that you're doing, and it's really been healing in your life. A lot of life review, a lot of nurturing inner child, and a lot of healing on your life. A lot of healing going on. You have a lot of green Raphael energy around you. A lot of love energy, green and pink. Raphael, pink. All right, the crown chakra for Elizabeth, clear her crown chakra. Dear God, high self, Archangel Michael, all of our guardian angels, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, our divine team, and the Holy Spirit, allow Elizabeth to hear, see, think, feel, and know information being divinely guided to her through the light of the Lord, giving her the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding to download, process, and assimilate all. Give her the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding to download and process it, and connect her to the heavens and ground to the earth, and balance and harmonize her chakras. Thank you. The light of God surrounds her, the love of God unfolds her, the power of God protection, the presence of God watches over her. Wherever she is, God is, thy will be done. Remove any fears, worries, or concerns regarding connecting to her divine team and her high self and the Holy Spirit. And place them back in the universe and transmute them into love and light. Infuse her with healing light, love, protection, balance, harmonize her chakras. And that's it. Do you feel lighter at all?
Yes, I do. And actually, when you were praying on the crown chakra, I actually felt as though I was getting electric shocks in my head.
It's funny because I picture the energy centers, I picture electronic lights of whatever color the chakra is, and I picture like any darkness getting zapped like a bug zapper. And then this
That's what it felt like, that fizz. It felt like that.
Yeah.
Zzz, you know, like
That's
that
what I asked them. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you felt that. So whatever chakra work you're doing is doing great. It's really helping your life. It's really working.
Thank you.
So that's it. When we keep our energy centers balanced, I'll leave you with this. I said to my husband, I say it often recently, I'm so rested. I'm going back to the salon on the 22nd. I feel so connected because I'm outside constantly. I always, first thing in the morning, I wake up and go right outside. I don't watch the news. I just want to connect to nature. I want to feel nature. I want to vibrate with nature. And I said, God, I hope I can bring this back into life with me when I go back to life, this centeredness and this calmness I'm having. But you know what? It's our choice. And I think I've been doing it for 3 months now. So maybe I'm programmed to like, I'll be even more aware quicker than I was before when I'm not at the frequency I want to be, you know, because I just want to bring that connectedness that I feel into the workforce, into the real life that we're about to go back into. And I don't know, I've been using this time for that. So I'm glad you all came and joined me, and I thank you. And you all know where to find me. If anyone needs to reach out, you know, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. Facebook Messenger would probably be the best way. Or if you have my phone number, just reach out. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
very
you. Take care. It's nice seeing you all. Thanks. I really appreciate it.
Bye.
much.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Oh,
you. Bye.
Norma, thank you for controlling everything. I would not have been as good at that. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I
Turn this off.